Hello, this is my garage, and these are some of the wheels that I have. While this is no high-end wheel store with expensive $3,000 sets of wheels, or $3,000 wheels each, I've made an effort towards lightweighting. I know these are original wheels, they're pretty lightweight, but then you want looks, so you get larger wheels, right? Larger wheels are not exactly lighter, but then we do have other compromises, right? 19 inches, lightish, but not large enough, not exactly 20. So you jump to the GTR 20s, very light, you know, and then you try to make compromises like that. Yes, it is in that line that I wanted to show you guys two different wheels. I actually bought individual wheels for the purposes of testing, and I was considering going back to 19-inch wheels for my 2008 Infiniti M45, right? Because the M45 or the Y51s, the largest wheel you could get was that 19 inches. But then I took that off when I got my larger brakes, my Akebono brakes, so I needed to get wheels that would fit over the brakes. This kind of thing going on over here, right? Because of the larger brakes, I needed to get either spacers, but I prefer not to use spacers, so I ended up using these wheels right here. So this is an M56, but that's the M45 I'm talking about. Okay, so great. One that happened, two things, well, a lot of great things happened. One, I was able to get the brakes I wanted on there. Great brakes. The stopping power is immaculate, right? Honestly, it's just marginally better than normal no brakes. The car looks good with the brakes and the wheels, right? But then the brakes are so much heavier. The wheels are so much heavy. The wheels are light. The wheel and tire combination is about 5 pounds heavier than a stock wheel and tire combination would be. So I wanted to take back some of my my performance. Basically, I wanted to retain some of my performance. Larger wheels or larger rotating assembling wheels on larger brake rotors wasn't really doing me any favors. Not so much fuel economy, which I took a ding about 2 miles a gallon, give or take, in combined highway mileage, combined highway and city mileage, but more so like whenever I'd take off, you'd feel the weight, you know, and the difference came when I would drive something like that one right there. That's just a 2006, 2007 actually, and it's got the stock sport wheels over there, right? Let's get a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about, by the way. Alright, so there. This right here, these are the stock wheels. This one here ended up getting the M56 wheels, right? So I wanted to do something about it. And as pretty as these wheels look, they're expensive ish for wheels, for heavy wheels. And I just have plenty of them. I didn't want all my cars to end up looking the same. So, alright, without further ado, let's speak about the wheels that I got to test with. One is a Nissan wheel, DOC 001A36A. This one here is a 370Z forged wheel, and A tells me that that's a front wheel. Brand new in box, bought from Nissan, paid a good chunk of money for them. Man, you should see how much money these things are going for these days. Wow. Brand new, brand spanking new, never mounted anywhere. The Nismo wheel. Let's do this. I'm gonna remove it. Actually, I want to weigh it so I can show you. Okay, so light. Okay, and when you buy a brand new one, apparently you get some lug nuts over there, and there's this the part number for the lug nuts right there, 40224 JK001. All right, so here you go. Let's weigh this wheel. It stops running away. Okay, maybe I'm gonna have to turn it this way. $21. I'm gonna have to check. I do have the numbers written somewhere, but I don't know if 21 is correct. But it is pretty nice wheel, as I said, not mounted anywhere, brand new. Tells you that it's forged, right? Ray's Engineering, just like the GTR wheels, forged. What else do they tell you? Nothing, not much. Here's a spec. 19 inches in diameter, 9.5 wide, with an offset of 40. And this one actually tells you it's the front wheel over there. So my intention had been use 4 of these wheels, because I just bought one, and before I could mount it, I ended up getting a deal on like a bunch of GTR wheels, and the GTR front wheel spec is the same, so I was able to see what the wheel would look like. And so I think I like that spec right there, 9.5 wide with a 40-inch offset. I think that works pretty well with the cars that we have, except I could only get one wheel. These wheels are sold like it's like they're made of gold. They're so expensive. So I'm thinking about selling this wheel and just stick to something else. One, I have the option of GTR wheels, because I think looking at the M45, I realized that I kind of like the way the 20s look on them, but I have to do something to bring the weight down, the rotational weight down. I don't want them to be as heavy as they've been. So yes, it almost served its purpose, which was just for weighing purposes, weighing and also checking fitment. So I like that spec, but then I have to do what I was trying to do, which is actually make custom wheels. But the people that I made contact with did not get back to me. So I've got some designs I wanted to work on, but just do that with forged aluminum, Okay, without further ado, let's leave that one. Let's come to this one here. There's also, so this one's an interesting one, because it says Nissan on the side, but it also says Alcoa. For people in the metals industry know that Alcoa is a big name in aluminum, hence the AL. And when you buy these brand new ones, so this is a special wheel, by the way. So yes, it is a Nissan option, and it came from, it's a 370Z. Yeah, seems like we do love the 370Z, right? And this one is, I'm looking for the part number, here you go, 999W1ZV001. Special option that Alcoa made for Nissan, and just like that one, you had a front wheel and a rear wheel. I happen to get the rear wheel, and let's pull it. Oh, it's upside down, isn't it? Okay, great. It's pretty well packed, honestly, if I can pull it out. Okay, so this one here, let's unwrap it in a few. Wow. There you go. Looks like a chrome wheel, doesn't it? It's actually polished aluminum. Look at that. Brand spanking new. As you can see, the wrap is still on it. While I was trying to monkey around with this with one hand, I ended up taking this rear lip protector off. But look at that. So let's weigh it. It's gonna be an estimate because, let's turn this on. Okay. This one's really wide, but we'll see what we can do. It's falling off. 26.4. So yeah, look at that. Pretty light as well. Yes, it is a 19-inch wheel, which you don't expect to be very heavy. Well, it just depends on what you're looking at. But it is, I mean, 26 might not seem that impressive, but you should see the spec on this wheel. I guess nothing stamped on the back. Thanks, Alcoa. But I'll tell you the spec in just a second. Here. That wheel spec is right here. 19 diameter, 10 inches wide, offset of 30. And they tell you if you have a rear wheel, this is what you should use: 275, 35, 19. And if you have a front wheel is usually, I believe, 19 by 9. Offset might be 30 as well, but I'm not certain about the offset for the front wheel. But so the problem with this one is this: they're not too expensive. They're not too expensive, which is great, except all the wheels that I can get are all rear wheels. And again, as I said, that it sits better than the rear GTR wheels that I've shown, but just ends up being pretty wide, poking out a little more than I'd want. Plus, as I said, I've decided that I like the way 20s look on the M45, so I'm gonna end up doing something about this. And I do have plenty of 20-inch wheels, right? This one's right here, and they look really good. They just seem to work better with that vehicle over there. I'll do something about it. I think the M56s, if I can, yes, they'll ride on lightweight GTR wheels for a while, but eventually I'll try to do something custom, a little larger, because these weigh, I can't even remember the weight, but I have a link with all these different weights on it. So I might end up going, and I've calculated this, by the way, you can go larger, but then you end up losing the rubber, and then that's where your weight advantage comes back in, right? Larger wheel, as long as it's not just heavy, larger, lightweight. Usually when it's wider, that means you need wider rubber. You might end up at the very same weight that your stock wheel was. So it's something I'll have to do math on whenever I design my new wheel, or whenever it is I end up buying a wheel. I just don't really like too much of what's in the market right now. And also do something for the brake rotors, right? We'll begin 2-piece so that you have the hollow, the skeleton inner, and just solid outers. And that might help save a little bit of, and it's not like this car really needs any help with the torque or whatever, but you know, I just don't want it ending up looking exactly like my M45. Otherwise, that's it. I'll be taking pictures of these wheels. I'll be posting them for sale individually. I think I love you guys who subscribe to me on YouTube, but I think I'll be selling them through eBay. I think eBay fees are really crazy, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not 100% sold on not making this work, so what can I show them? Like, oof, that sounded bad. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on not using these wheels over here, but we'll decide. They look good, although they do have like an American car kind of vibe. They look like like a Camaro wheel or something like that. In a way, they kind of look like that Buick wheel. Buick Regal with the one that came with 20s. So Anyway, pretty interesting wheel. It will be pretty unique if I can get that to work. We'll see. I had a line on like another set of these, but again, that was all rears, so all of them were going to be just as wide. And this is something I do like, having a full-size spare, a spare that matches everything else I have. But we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out in the end. As I said, the specs that we're seeing there, those are Nissan 370Z specs, but we'll probably be able to make it work. So I think that's the end of the video. It's not meant to be a bragging video. It's just kind of showing the different things I've been going through, kicking ideas in my head. What can I do to lightweight my rotational mass on my vehicles? And as a result, I've collected quite a lot of wheels over the years. So just kind of cut weight. I think I've decided what I'm going to do. And, you know, basically thin out my collection a little bit. All right. Yeah, and over there talking about GTR wheels, just while we're here, I think I decided to keep all fronts for now. And as I said, I have an idea of what spec I want for my rear wheels and my front wheels, but that's not going to happen until I design my own wheels and have them manufactured just wider to the right offset in the back. Still wide-ish in the front, but I think 9 to 9.5 is pretty good for the front, because I'm going to design them in such a way I don't mess with the scrub radius too much and things like that. All right, that's it for now, and goodbye.